Hey, it's DeagleBeagle. So, I'm going to talk today about some of the best weather boosted Pokemon, not just Swift Swimmers, but other abilities that are boosted in some way by weather. So, this is kind of ignoring the whole use a strong water Pokemon in rain or use a strong fire Pokemon in fire because there would be too many Pokemon to cover. But the Pokemon that are best that are boosted by rain, I would say are for sure Dreadnought and Floatzel. Floatzel is better, I'd say, than Barraskewda because Barraskewda, you don't need that much speed. It does have slightly more attack than Floatzel, but it doesn't have Wave Crash, so it's going to do significantly less damage. But I suppose if you really need the extra speed or you really don't want the recoil for some reason, then use Barraskewda. But I would probably just use Floatzel. And then, yeah, okay, Floatzel can run Wave Crash, Ice Spinner. Forget the other stuff people actually run with it. Protect, either Aqua Jet or maybe Terra Blast something. You might want, trying to think what, let's look at the typing chart. So what resists water and ice? Well, let's just look at water first. Water resists water and it resists ice. And then grass, you have Ice Spinner for that. And then dragon. So you have Ice Spinner for dragons. So really you should probably focus mostly on the water Pokemon. Now, let's look at the good water Pokemon that you would want to counter. Well, they're mostly going to be weak to obviously electric and grass, but let's see which one's better, Terra Electric or Terra Grass. Hmm, Terra Grass would hit Rot and Wash. And then, and some of the water Pokemon too, like Pelipper, have Terra Ground. But you do a lot of damage even if they're water type with a boosted Wave Crash. Tauros is another one, but I'm trying to think of times when grass is better. Grass is a little bit better versus Dreadnought, even though Wave Crash would do a lot, but it would recoil. Gastrodon, and then compared to electric, I mean, unless you're just trying to one-shot Pelipper, that probably has either Sash or Wakan or Terra Ground anyways, and Gyarados is rarely used. Unless you're trying to just survive a hit, more likely, I would. Well, actually, Terra Grass might even survive a hit sometimes for the resistances. I'd make it Terra Grass if you're gonna use the Terra with it, but if you're not, what did Jamie Boyd recommend with it? Because I used Aqua Jet for the fourth Floatzel. He recommended
You don't think that because when you look at the
soap.
basic liquidation from
I don't
Barraskewda,
know
if you're
about
Swift
that.
Rider, I want to soak.
No, I know you could use it with an ally, but no. Just use like Terra. I would use Terra Blast Grass. Gives you good coverage, and then Life Orb. I think he even used
Stronger
Life
than
Orb. Yeah, Life Orb, and you you would probably want Jolly if you're trying to yeah, you would want Jolly to outspeed at least. Mm, you might as well just kind of match the speed because you might want 180 speed for Mousehold, even though most of them don't even seem to run max speed anymore. You could get away with maybe as little as 170 speed to barely outspeed Garchomps. Let's look at my speed tier again. We're still in season 1, but this does include season 1 and more. So anyways, 170. Where is Garchomp at? Did I not put Garchomp in here? Oh, I forgot to put Garchomp. It's 169. That's so weird. I'll have to add Garchomp. And then you, yeah, I would probably make it 170 speed. But if you really wanted to, make it either max or 180. But personally, the chances of you using 180 speed or 183 speed are pretty low, especially since you have Swift Swim, and other floatzuls are not very common. I gotta add floatzel and a few other Pokemon in here. I think I have it in my other speed tier guide, because I have to scroll all the way down. I gotta maybe fix this to where you can easily um, see the old ones. Okay, so Floatzel, Chomp is there, but Floatzel, okay, Floatzel's there. Yeah, so there's really nothing that is worth mentioning in between. And then, what else is there? For Swift Swim, you would probably want to use. I think personally, I kind of like Dreadnought because because I mean, you have a lot of recoil with Floatzel. It dies easily. Well, there's nothing wrong, I guess, with Floatzel, but it doesn't have its spread move. Rock Slide does flinch a lot of things, even though it can miss. But you can use Shell Smash or whatever as well with this thing, and it does pretty well. But I could see Floatzel being really good as well. And then the stats, I'll let you figure it out. But personally, if I'm using Sash, I would want to just max speed, probably. So, and I do like Terra Water because that's the other thing is if you use Terra Grass though, you can't Terra Water when you need to. So, if you want to Terra Water the Wave Crash, you might want something else with Float. So I'm trying to think of what else you would even want with it. I don't know, like either Taunt or like Icy Wind, or it's not a lot of good moves. That's the problem with it. Brick Break, I suppose, or Aqua Jet, like I was saying. Now, let's look at the best Chlorophyll Pokemon. I'd say the best one is Lilligant, and Scovillain's decent too. Sawsbuck is decent too. The rest are just pretty bad. Sunflora relies on both for solar power, Trick Room, and Sun. So it's just not that consistent. I would probably say, at least for Series 2, Lilligant is going to be pretty good. Series 1 even, it's actually pretty underrated. But I don't personally like relying on on even a wide lens sleep powder. But maybe if it might work just enough to make it good. If it hits, it's extremely good, but I just have had it miss a lot. So I would pick Lilligant, because other Pokemon like Scovillain would probably take a. Let me look one more time. I think Scovillain would take a like second place. Sawsbuck would be. It's pretty underrated with Chlorophyll. You can use a powerful Choice Band Double Edge and stuff, but Scovillain would probably be better. Except for Series 2, it wouldn't, because you can't outspeed a Flutter Mane with it if they have the boost. So I would use like Overheat. I think I already showed this in another video, like Overheat, Solar Beam, and whatnot, but I still don't think it's that good. And I would use Terra, like Ice or something, with Terra Blast to kill maybe like Garchomps and dragons, etc. And then the best, what do you call it? Slush Rush? Slush Rush. Not Bear Tick. Bear Tick's outclassed by Titan. It's really just a Titan. With, I believe it gets, yeah, Ice Spinner is pretty good. It doesn't miss like Icicle Crash, even though it doesn't flinch. But getting rid of Terrain can be pretty useful as well. And I personally wouldn't use Belly Drum with it. It's kind of risky, but maybe. I would use more like Liquidation, coverage moves, not Body Press. Probably like Superpower and maybe Icy Wind or Play Rough. What resists ice again? Let's see. Fire, water. So the fire is countered by either Liquidation or like Earthquake or something. And then ice resist ice. So you'd probably want, yeah, Superpower. And then water. It's still, just let water wall it. You probably don't, unless you really want to kill a water Pokemon, you could use Terra Grass or something. But I'd probably let that one go and focus on their allies. And then Steel is weak to Superpower. You might want Terra Ice with it just for a more powerful Ice Spinner. And then probably use Assault Vest with it because it already gets high defense in snow. And then, so yeah, either Liquidation or Earth Power for the fire, or killing the fire Pokemon. Or Stomping Tantrum might actually be better. Nah, it's weaker than that. Maybe not. Liquidation is probably better. And then either Terra Blast Grass or Electric, or just use like another coverage move with it. Maybe, or I might even want to use like Icy Wind with it just to maintain the speed advantage. And don't raise its HP because it already has a lot. I would probably, let me think about this, use enough speed to outspeed like Dragapult, or you could use as little as like, what is it, 98 speed, outspeed Meowscarada, or Talonflame, etc. So it's whatever you want to do. And then I would probably use Assault Vest Adamant with it. And then, is there any other weather we went up? Oh, there's Sand Rush, like Hand Rock. So many sand things. Better than Houndstone, because if you look at Houndstone, it gets last respects, but that's really not that good because at most you're gonna have 150 power with it, and it's just underwhelming. I would use, it doesn't get anything that good. I would just use Lycan Rock. And personally, I would use Sash with it most likely because it is kind of fragile. Sash, not ban. And max out the attack, max out the speed, 4 HP. Give it either Adamant or Jolly. Jolly is better versus like Pokemon in general outside of Sand Rush, and better for the mirror. I'd probably recommend Jolly, but Adamant could be a little bit more powerful. So close combat. Well, actually, Bulldoze might be a good idea if you're trying to boost up your own Tyranitar. Actually, I need to try that because I use Tyranitar with weakness policy. I never thought about Bulldoze. So, but you would for sure want close combat Rock Slide. And then I personally use Psychic Fangs not only for breaking screens but for coverage. And either Taunt or, no, you would probably want Endeavor on it. Because with Sand you can kill a lot of stuff. Good versus Dondozo and etc. too. So I'd probably use that. You could, like I said though, use Bulldoze. I would use it in this slot over Psychic Fangs if you did use it. Because Endeavor is probably on average the best third move. So I want to say, okay, never mind. It doesn't get double kick to one shot Sash Meow's Grata. So yeah, I would probably use that. So is there any other weather I'm missing? We got rain, we got sun, sand and hail, or snow, I should say. So that's about it. So thanks for watching. I think that's it.